Okay, so remember this laptop from 2017. I purchased it after I returned to Akron, Ohio from California so that I could be able to continue school on time. I was on a leave of absence from school. And as soon as I got it, they got into it and they were, they did a lot of weird things with it, and I ended up ultimately having to lock the account down and did not get a chance to go back. So recently, while I spent those 2 weeks away, I spoke with the school and changed my password and stuff like that. Um, with no intent, I had been thinking about law school. I wasn't intending on going back to UOP for psychology or anything. I'd never go back to school unless I could go for law right away, and I'm like 60 credits short, which is 2 years. So this laptop, I hadn't been able to get into it in all of that time. Okay, so this is like 4 years ago when gang stalking first started. I hadn't been able to get into it in all that time. They had removed the password. So today I happen to be able to recall it, and they're doing some weird things still with the camera, so I'm unable to use the camera, no different than in the beginning. So what you saw was me trying to set a picture password. That's what that was about. I am going to change to a pin, but first I want to show you what's taking place with this camera. Let's see. This is not where I was. Security. Bear with me. I only went a couple of places. I guess this would be a good place to start though. Okay, change privacy options. IDs experiencing a cross app. Okay, I'm not able to turn it on. Filter to check web content. Camera. Okay, needs the internet, so it can't open it. Not that I have any photos. And they're tampering with the processor, so it's processing a click super duper slow. Like, actually, it looks more like they're overriding it. Pictures. Okay, so here it is, create a picture. You see how they close it right away. There's a lot, no different than a cell phone, a lot of dogma, identities are that are associated with the type of attacks that were made that year are attached to this laptop. So that's why they won't allow it to get running. And recall, I'm going to repeat what I just said because I'm going to end up cropping this video just because of how long it took me to actually get into here. So this is the laptop from 2017 that I purchased with like pretty much the last that I had left. In order to return to school, I was on a leave of absence before I moved to California. I purchased this as soon as I returned from California after they stole my vehicle. And I ended up not being able to get to go back because they continued, like literally every time me and tech support were on the phone, they were like changing my password or my user ID. So ultimately we had to shut the account down completely. We had to lock it down. So recently, while I spent those 2 weeks away, that's still spinning. While I spent those 2 weeks away, I called the school and just like got some information in to see if I could access the account. You know, like I have no intent on ever going to school again unless I can go for law, and I can't. Like if I could skip everything and just jump right into law, then I would, but I cannot. I'm 60 credits short, so that's like 2 years. This is still spinning until I moved it. I'm gonna try again. Close it again. So that's what you call unauthorized remote access. And with unauthorized remote access, you can change and alter how the functions of any device work. And I wasn't even connected to the internet when I got this laptop. Like, it was crazy because I had already figured out how the government worked, you know, in terms of devices, because I had been through it with T-Mobile. Recall, I changed my cell phone a lot in California, so I know that it had nothing to do with me connecting to the internet. It had nothing to do with Wi-Fi networks, whether it was secure or not. It had nothing to do with that. As soon as I would power the device on, they obtained the IP address. And I'm going to go a step further and say that never mattered because they have access to all that information way ahead of time. You know, because they're able to use satellite imaging and see and spy, they already know. So as soon as I turned this on, I started having issues with it. I realized it wasn't working correctly, and I went to FedEx and started doing some things there and realized that it wasn't going to serve me at all. And it's been down ever since. I hadn't been able to get into it in the whole 4 years. I had not been able to get into this laptop. They removed the password from my memory. And today, like, I was just messing around with it some more. I'm like, well, maybe since I have this information from school now, maybe it's one of these things, you know, that I use. And then I was like, hold up, maybe I said it is the same as my old laptop that they stole. And for sure I did. It had the same password. And that's how I got in. But now that I'm in, as you can see, it's still not working. I have a hotspot on this cell phone, this iPhone that I'm using. I'm going to try and connect to the hotspot and see if, hold on, I'm in airplane mode. Maybe that has something to do with, that shouldn't have anything to do with the way that the camera is working at all. And so of course all these Wi-Fi networks come up. Most of these they normally hide. Some of them they try to connect me to automatically right away to suggest that they're doing something for me. And you know, everyone on Upland Avenue, the street that I live on, is an enemy. They've used all of them. I'm surrounded by snakes. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do this while I'm in the middle of a video. Let's see. Still nothing. Okay, well, let's see if this can assist me in any way, like if I'm going to be able to use it at all. Let's see. If the camera doesn't work, that means I can't record, which is a problem. That's a big problem. Let's see. We're gonna look at it this way and not from me trying to add a profile picture. Okay, this app can't open. Check the Windows Store for more information about camera. Go to store. So let's see if it's a setup issue. I'm gonna stop this video and connect my hotspot and see what happens.